welcome back to another debate. Today we got will Moonbase happen by 2036? We got Cuz against Max 4. Opening arguments. Ready? Max, take us away.
All right, let's do it. So, lads, very exciting times to be alive right now. We've got the updated phases of the moon base, and this is all underway. So first, let's introduce it a little bit more. We have the Artemis missions. So this is, as from the Greek mythology, Artemis is the twin sister of Apollo, and we're building up from our success in the 60s, now looking at probably a much more sophisticated but achievable mission. So the moon base landings, the moon base is going to be achieved through three main phases. Phase 1, establishing robotic presence on the moon. Phase 2, human presence, and then 3, sustained human presence. We've already had success. We've had the Artemis 2 successful mission from April, where we had the 4 people do the flyby of the moon. We've got the Artemis Accords, where we have over 70 countries signed on, collaborating on this already. And we've got the 20 billion funding already approved from Congress. We've got industrial leaders on board. We've got SpaceX developing the HLS lunar landing. We've got Blue Origin, and we've got Astrobotic. So we've got all these big industry players. Things are moving, and things are looking incredibly exciting. I think these timelines are very much achievable. Yes, there are going to be challenges. Yes, we've had failures before, but looking ahead, I think the 2036 timeline is extremely achievable for an established moon base.
All right. Beautiful.
Thanks,
Cuz, counter?
there isn't really much to say here. 2036. We got the Olympic Games coming up in 2032. I'm almost certain I could just tell you, just with, like you said, cuz the amount of setbacks, the amount of things that can go wrong with this moon base that have already potentially gone wrong. You have to just look at this SpaceX share price to show you how much confidence there is in this moon base. And I'm sorry, you can say whatever you want about it. Oh, it's just not moon base related. But you can look at the share price just straight up. You see it dipped from 200 when it opened at whatever it was, 150 to 200, and then just crashed to about 100. And it's just going to keep on going down. This moon base, we haven't been back to the moon, supposedly haven't been back to the moon in many, many, many years. We won't be on the moon by 2036. There won't be people on the moon by 2026, let alone a moon base, just with everything that you can read about today.
All right. That's fair. Back to you, Max.
Rebuttals?
Yeah.
Hit me.
All right, guys. Well, look. Firstly, share price. Who could care less about the share price? As don't interrupt me. As Elon said in his recent interview, the board only cares about quarterly reports, and that's really all they care about. They don't have the 5-10 year time horizon. So even moving away from the share price, which I think is quite irrelevant, we've got lots of big things happening here. Firstly, the Astrobotic Griffin lander has been developed, and we're looking at the largest technical challenges that we faced with the moon landing is actually the lunar landing equipment. That's probably the biggest technical challenge, and these companies are underway to establish these technologies. If they can prove that and prove it in operation, then if we can overcome that challenge, then I think the likelihood of the moon base goes up dramatically. They're currently still in early stages, and Starship HLS is the other big one that they're still equipping. Those are the technologies we should be watching. What are some other possible hurdles? Is probably the political one. We've got two different administrations to navigate between now and 2036, and so yes, big budget changes could happen. However, I do want to reiterate that we've now got a massive collaboration with the Artemis Accords. You may draw on the fact that NASA's Constellation was cancelled in 2010, and that was supposed to be an other establishment of the moon base. That was a much different time, much different equipment, and that was really only centered around the US government. So now we've got collaborators, we've got industry skin in the game as well. So we've got things moving here, and I think that the likelihood is quite high.
All right.
Because
Nice. Take it away, cuz. Last chance.
You've just said you've. All right, I'm just gonna forget that for 1 second. You're saying that the likelihood now is quite high. Before you're confident that it was 100% going to happen by 2036, even with potential setbacks. My problem with it is, what is the point of this moon base? Like, we don't have. What is the point? There's nothing to be gained from landing on the moon. Money-wise, there's nothing to be gained. We've got, if you're saying you're going to use that as a base to explore further reaches of space, we haven't got ships to even get us close to where we need to go and travel at a pace that we need to go to even get outside our own solar system, let alone travel to other galaxies. At the moment, I think the fastest we can travel is at 0.0006% of the speed of light. It's like 40,000 kilometers an hour. So for me, there is no point and nothing to be achieved from landing on this moon or setting up a base on this moon. Absolutely nothing.
All right. And there it is, lads. Good for and against, lads. A lot of industry stakeholders.
Closing arguments.
What's it?
We got a few closing arguments.
Oh, we got closing?
Yeah, I think so, guys.
All right, one more. Let's see it.
Closing arguments. Because what's there to be gained from the moon? Well, I would argue everything's to be gained from the moon. Setting up our permanent position on the south pole of the moon establishes contact with the water and the ice deposits there that we can work with, and establishing solar and nuclear energy capabilities on that moon to be self-sufficient. Everything we do on the moon, everything we learn from there, we're going to apply to Mars. This is a stepping stone to Mars and establishing human habitations on foreign planets. That's the purpose of this. The moon is very much within a much closer grasp than Mars. So all of this technology we develop can be directly translated. So this will actually lead to humans' first time in history and possibly of the universe to have a species leave its own home planet and start to establish permanent bases. I think even just the ambition of that is reason enough, not to mention the scientific advancements we'll achieve, and also the massive collaboration we can achieve with other countries.
I appreciate all of that, cousin. You're right, saying from an exciting prospect, it would be, but there's just no way that's going to happen. Financially, just the big one financially, it's going to cost too much. It'll be scrapped. It'll be pushed to outside our lifetime. Also, there isn't, like you said, it's a stepping stone to Mars. I then beg the question, what is the point of going to Mars? You might as well just stay on the moon. It'd just be the same as being on Mars. There is nothing to be gained from traveling to these countries apart from resources. Why don't we focus all the money that we're looking at spending on this moon and just focus on improving what we have on Earth, improving resources on Earth, improving, renewable energies on Earth, instead of spending all this money traveling to different, planets or moons to achieve, for me, what is a nothing goal.
There it is, lads. That's a wrap. I think the ambition point is good. I like that.
I did too. I thought that was
yeah.
good.
Despite what you think, I think the ambition enough is reason enough
I have to pay that respects because it would be cool, but it's just never going to happen.
Yeah, and
Maybe
Ops point of why don't we pull all these resources, all these stakeholders into a common goal on Earth? Valid.
All right, overall score breakdown, let's do it. So me, 7 out of 10. Stronger substance and better grasp of the actual program. Solid points on phases. Artemis 2 commercial landers is the key risk. Lost points for messy delivery, occasional overconfidence, and weaker handling of the what's the point argument. Scotty, 5.5 out of 10. Relied heavily on general skepticism, share price, and philosophical objections. Some fair points on political risk and historical slips, but several claims were outdated or weak, especially the share price argument and the implication that nothing meaningful is happening. Less precise on the actual architecture and timeline. The for side was on content and relevance on the real moon base. The against side was more emotionally skeptical, but light on accurate, specific counter arguments. All right, lads, that's a wrap.